Hello, welcome to Foliage. My name's John McDonald, and today we're going to look at making a pedestal arrangement, but not in your kind of traditional triangular sort of shape or round sort of shape. What we want to do is make an arrangement that acts like a pedestal, so you're viewing it from the front and it's a good size arrangement, but it has a little bit of a curve. So not full-on Hogarth curve, which is really a very emphasized S shape, but just one that has that nice, beautiful line that would be ideal. You could do two matching ones for going either side of a top table, or you can do them like a pair. So the first thing I really need is I need some nice foliage that's going to work perfectly for that. And this I had in the garden. So this is some forsythia actually. And this piece has just got the perfect shape already because of this line. And this is what we want to do. We want to take this idea and just replicate it a little bit. And maybe have more of a drop. So also by bringing it forward a little, we can emphasize that, but also by giving it a little bit of a prune, we can emphasize this as well, this shape. So this was, when I first started with flowers, this was the type of arrangement that really we did a lot. And people absolutely love, because it is very classic, it's very beautiful, quite elegant and graceful. And you can make this with a big arrangement like a pedestal, but you can also take this idea and repeat it into small designs as well. So the ruskus is ideal for this because it also has that very graceful shape. We can use it so that we're repeating that shape. And just look at emphasizing that. Now, I do have a little bit of palm, and I think this would be really interesting just as a contrast. And with our palm, we can use this really to add a little bit of body, a little bit of contrast. And straight away, like, we've only got 4 bits there, but they've really opened it up a little bit. Now you could use this in different ways, like you could bring it in. But I just want to really have it so that it's taking that weight into the center of our design. And then we can just fill in with a little bit of other foliage. So just breaking down one of the Italian or French ruskus is a good idea. That's a little bit long. And a nice contrast as well is going to be adding something like eucalyptus. This commercial greenery tends to be a little bit dark. So actually, we want to do something that will just create a little bit of a contrast to that. And the eucalyptus is perfect. I think it also has a nice softness, but you also get nice shapes in the actual foliage as well. I'll bring a little bit into there. And I'm thinking about how these stems work. So we want this to really keep this line. So in some ways, like, pieces I'm putting here are shorter than I would normally do. And then pieces like this can help emphasize that shape into here. So this, like, nice little piece of ruskus there, you're really seeing that line. So to help fill in, or To help fill in that middle section, I want to use a little bit of aspidistra, but we can also take the aspidistra out into our shape. And what I like, if you do like a little double fold at the top and just pierce through, you get a really nice kind of bow effect with the aspidistra. And it really isn't a problem to do that because the leaf itself will last for so long. It's really not going to damage the leaf for the length of time that you're going to have the actual design. So again, this can help emphasize our beautiful line that we've got. And sometimes you can help things along a little, like if we could trim these away and that would bring it more into a curve. We could add a little bit of wire to something, that would also help. You just need to really look at your materials, pick materials that you think would be good, so like the French ruskus is perfect, but also look at your materials and which one's the bendiest one. If you've got bendy pieces, use them at your the ends. If you've got straighter pieces, then they're better for towards the centre. And you can also put material in a way that is a little bit unnatural. So we've got this more on its side, but it's emphasising that curve. So the flowers I'm going to use, I have some gladiolia. And the gladiolia is just going to give us a bit of height. So the problem is, it's a pity that we don't have one with a really, sometimes they have lovely ends that are quite quite bendy, and this one is really, they're more straight. But we can work with that. I think we need to just see what we've got. So bringing this more at an angle across, we can take this a little bit shorter as well. That's helping a little bit. And this one as well. It's not a problem taking the tips off the gladioli. You're going to expose more flower that are currently in flower, which is better. Now, I wanted to use this beautiful orchid. Again, it's got a nice curve. So if I try and put it up, it's going to struggle. But if we put it downwards, we're going to get that nice curve from it there. Now, really our main flower that I've got is I've got some gerberas. So I've got white and yellow. And this is what I thought was we would have an arrangement that's quite fresh, colour-wise, and just a different colour palette. So we do so many things with kind of reds and all the usual colours. So it's nice to maybe use a colour that is a little bit different. I'm kind of working more from the side, but Normally I would stand right in front, which is a more comfortable way to work. So. And I can feel that stem is going safely into the foam. Now you don't have to use foam, you could use chicken wire, moss, you could make a willow structure with moss. There's different ways that you can make a base. But it depends on the situation. If you're doing flowers in a church, for example, it's much easier to use things that you can use again and again. If you're going to be selling it or giving it as a gift, then you might not get your dish back, or you might not get your wire back. So it's a little bit of a, you need to choose the base that's best for the circumstance, as much as anything else. But it's easier to cut down on some things. So for example, the tape, you could really use a lot of tape to secure it. With bigger designs, the most important way to tape it is round it so that they don't split apart. That is really going to give you the best security. So I'm positioning these so that they have different faces. This was something my very first boss said to me: everything's got a face. They tend to look in certain directions. But if you face everything forward like this, it's going to look unnatural. So you want to just put them in at different ways that will look more sympathetic. So like with this one here, we don't really want to see this straight stem, to be honest. So I'm going to move it across a little bit. I have to make sure it's still into the foam. But we want it to give the impression of this line. So just having flowers coming in a way that enhance that line is what you're needing to do. So. But we mustn't forget that we still need to bring a bit of colour there. So the roses are great for this type of arrangement, but the one problem they have is that they do have this very straight stem. And that's when you can use your other materials, your other flowers, to help hide that. Now, just to add a little bit of softness, I've got some nice solidago. So this is where you could maybe add a wire, if you wanted, just wrapped round, that would help to enhance the idea that that is curved. Yeah. It's not necessarily the easiest shape to achieve when so many flowers are actually grown to be really super straight, super perfect. Now, let's just pop this one in here. we really need to bring something down. Down, down, down into here. And but not be hidden either. See, this is a good one. This one's got a bit of a line. So this would be perfect up here. But actually, perfect up here, but perfect that way, because this is more the front. So this is what I mean, is you're looking at things and seeing how they are in themselves. And just a little touch of limonium. It's not something I would go to or buy particularly, but it fits our colours and it just gives it more of a kind of natural feel, garden feel. And it takes a little bit of lightness into the design as well. So again, we can look at how we cut this or change this. And we do want to take a little bit back as well. Alright, let's have a little look. So I'm looking and I'm thinking this is just a little bit heavy here, so we'll take out a few pieces there. And this is something you have to do. You have to step back, have a look, adjust things, and assess if things are balanced, if they're right. And I think we do need... I'd like to go really in there with a rose, because that just takes your eye in and gives it a bit of depth. This is maybe a little bit busy. We can help this gerbera sit up a little bit, and rather than wire it, I can bring a little bit of solidago there just to help. So, we've essentially created an asymmetrical design that gives you opportunities, and you could do this in any colour scheme with different flowers. It's really up to you, but it's just a different approach for getting a different look, pardon me. So, a simple design, a different design, one that you can think about making as a pair, and just different. So I hope you've enjoyed today's video. It's been really fun creating something for you today, and we have new videos every week showing a range of different designs. So please share this video with your friends, and if you've not subscribed, click here to keep up to date with our new designs. Take care and stay safe.